Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Along Came a Writer Network. Opinions expressed in our shows do not necessarily reflect those of the network. Welcome to the Along Came a Writer Show. I'm your host, Linda Kozar, and today I'm going to be interviewing William Daniel. He's a 7th grader, a World War II enthusiast, and a competitive gymnast. He builds model airplanes and wants to be a pilot someday. He has an older sister, Maris, and a twin sister, Calyn, and is the younger by 4 minutes. As you can well imagine, he enjoys making people laugh, which he does for family, friends, and at school. William lives in Colorado with his family and dog, Riley. And he wrote a book called You're Joking Me, Jokes for Kids by a Kid. And that's an amazing accomplishment for a 7th grader. Welcome to the show, William.
Yeah, thank you.
So the first thing I want to ask is, well, how did you get the idea to write this book? Were you collecting jokes? Are you like a jokester? Do you like collecting jokes and making people laugh?
Well, I started coming up with jokes in, I would say, 1st and 2nd grade, and of course they weren't that good as they are now, but I'd come up with them, and I'd write them down on a piece of paper, and I'd call it a book, although it really wasn't. And my mom, being my agent, said one day, you can write an actual book, and I jumped on the idea real quickly.
So your mom inspired you. That's awesome.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good. So you started collecting them. I know we've kids do that, where you write things down and put them in, loose leaf paper and staple them together, and that's kind of a book. That's where we all start, though. That's where writers start. So that's awesome. Let's see. You had a few examples here of some jokes that are in your book, like what happens when a pony sings. You can do the punchline if you want. He gets a little hoarse.
He gets a little hoarse, yeah.
What's a golfer's favorite drink? Tea. I have a joke for you. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if you have this one, but it's knock knock.
Who's there?
Who's Isabel?
Isabel who?
Isabel not working?
Oh, that's funny. I don't have anything like that.
Okay.
That's a good one,
that's
though.
yours if you want it.
Oh, thanks.
So do your classmates, when you showed your classmates this book, were they like amazed? Were they amazed to see that you'd written a book at this age? Were they excited for you?
They were. A question that I got asked a lot was, wait, you wrote that? And of course I said, yeah, and then I open it up and show them, and they're like, wow, and these jokes are so good, It's always satisfying to see that people acknowledge it and people are, saying that the jokes are good, because that's what I strive for.
Well, when your book arrived at your house, every author loves this. When the book came to, was delivered at the door and you opened it up, were you just amazed? Were you just thrilled?
I was. Funny thing, I actually opened it on television. A local news station came out, and they wanted to get my genuine reaction. So I opened the box of books when the guy was recording it, And so, a lot of people got to see my genuine reaction, which is fun.
That's exciting. That's fun. Now, I know you're a twin. Calyn is your twin sister. Does she like jokes too? Do you go
Not
back
as much
and forth?
As I do. She's kind of. I try to share them in the car or something when we're going to school, and she's not a big fan.
Do you finish each other sentences? I mean, you're alike in that you like jokes. Are you alike in other ways?
Not really. I kind of let her speak for herself, I would say. I'm not that.
Do you think that people need to laugh these days? I mean, is like you're spreading joy with your book, and I mean, everybody likes to laugh. Have you ever come across someone who didn't laugh at your jokes?
I've gotten a lot of mixed opinions on my jokes. I've seen people laugh. I've seen people roll their eyes. Either way, they give some reaction. I know that deep inside they're probably laughing.
Yes, I know people roll their eyes sometimes, but they're still amused by it. Like even if they roll their eyes. I like making people laugh too. So, have you had a chance to encourage others to use gifts and talents? I mean, because we were talking earlier about how when you write your book, it seems like other people say, "Oh, I'd like to do that too." Have you had the opportunity to encourage other people to, use their gifts and to take the plunge and do something exciting like this?
Yeah, I wrote an article for people to see, but I also go around. I mean, a lot of people when they heard that I've wrote a book, a lot of people are like, "Oh, wait, that means that I can do that too," because especially a lot of other people I know have tried to write books. So I feel like seeing me writing a book gives them the encouragement. So,
how did you collect all these jokes? It started with you writing them down and writing some, and you're probably hearing jokes here and there. How long did it take you to collect all these?
Actually, I didn't collect them. I came up with all of them.
Oh my gosh, you wrote
all of them?
Wow.
Yeah. Of course, some of them share punchlines with other jokes that you may have heard, but there's only so many punchlines that can go around. But yeah, no, I came up with them all, and it took me about a year and a half.
That makes it even cooler. That makes it cooler. I mean, you could be a comedy writer, but of course you don't want to do that. Want to be a pilot, right?
I mean, there's room for both. There's room for both.
Yeah, that's true. We can do multiple things in life, but what makes you want to be a pilot?
I don't know. I
just
am so interested in airplanes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My great-grandfather was a pilot. He flew in World War II. And I've been so interested in things that fly ever since I was young or little, I guess you could say.
Well, that's really neat. I mean, I think that's a great career ahead of you, and I hope that you accomplish that. And you're also a competitive gymnast as well.
I am, yeah. I'm a competitive gymnast. Gymnastic season's coming up, so I've kind of been preparing for that whilst getting everything else out for my book, as it just released not too long ago. So.
Yeah, that's right. So you've all of your life, and do you see yourself? Do you let people laugh for the most part? Like if you're at a party or a gathering, Do you tell jokes to people, or do they expect you
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I would say I do.
to? Is humor a big part of your family too? Do you have a family that jokes around a lot?
Humor is a big part of our family. Yeah. Same great grandfather. He shared a lot of jokes. My dad. A lot of people ask who's your biggest inspiration. I say my father and my grandfather because they always keep us laughing. So.
You guys ever do any practical jokes on one another?
Sometimes. Not often though. Not often.
Usually in a family that likes to kid around. You'll see that happen. My youngest daughter was born on April Fool's Day. So, of course, on April Fool's Day, I always have to get her. One time we brought out a cake, and it was made of, it was fish. It was made of sardines, so it was really funny to see her face. And, of course, we had a real cake, too, but it was just funny to see her face when we brought that out.
Yeah.
So, do you see yourself writing more books as you grow older? Like another joke book, maybe?
Yeah, I do. I see I'm hoping this book becomes a hit because then, hopefully the publisher will ask for another book. But I've already kind of started preparing by writing down more jokes that could get into the second book. So
now jokes of when I was a kid there were so many jokes, and I'm going to share one with you. What has four wheels and flies? A garbage truck.
What has? Oh, yeah, that's funny. Four wheels
Some
and
of these
flies.
jokes, I remember from when I was a kid, and they're kind of like they're just different ones for different generations, but they're pretty they're pretty funny. I like silly jokes though. I mean, they just make me laugh. It's been the more punny, the funnier they are.
Yeah, I have a few one-liners in my book for people who like that. So,
does a joke ever occur to you at the kind of the weirdest moment, like when you're taking a test or something? Does a joke pop into your head sometimes?
Yeah, mostly. If we're reading a story in English, that was I don't remember in fifth grade, fifth and sixth grade, when I was coming up with all the jokes for these. I wasn't a big fan of literature. I know I wrote a book, which is the ironic part, but I'm really not a big fan of literature, and so I would just look at words on the page and come up with jokes. It's kind of a strange time, but some of them just occurred when I was just laying around, and I would have said something, and that can be turned into a joke. So.
Do you have any jokes like about gymnastics? Have you ever written because you're involved in that? Have you ever thought of any jokes
I
about
have,
that?
yeah. Trying to remember it.
We can come back to
the one. Or I think I got it. So,
okay.
What did one guy say to the other when he was hanging on the bar?
I don't know what.
Hang in there. It was something like that, but it was. I sometimes say it to my gymnastics friends, and they always, roll their eyes.
They roll their eyes, yeah.
Yeah, they're that kind.
Well, you said for now you're not interested in like the literary kind of stuff, literature. But do you see yourself in the future maybe writing a book, writing literature maybe. That would be
I
ironic,
have
wouldn't it?
thought about writing historical fiction,
Mhm.
because all of this author stuff has got me involved in some writers conferences, and I've went to a few workshops on writing fiction, and like doing it the right way and doing it well, and so that I had ideas for it, and I'm thinking I may carry on with it in the future. Um, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. What writers' conferences did you go to?
this summer I went to two writers conferences. One in North Carolina, Blue Ridge Christian Writers Conference,
Oh,
and
that's a wonderful one. Yeah.
yep, in a smaller one, Keep the Fire Burning. It was in Glen Erie here in Colorado.
So, what did you take away from that? Was it fun being around so many writers? Were you astounded?
Yeah, it's interesting being around a lot of other writers. Not all were authors, but they were people who had the same interests as me. Where we'd go off and write stuff. It was interesting, although I was the youngest. It's not much of a surprise there.
But everybody's they're on the journey, and we like to say maybe pre-published. Some people who are starting their journey, and they start off just writing different things like memoirs or poems or journals, and then move on. And then you have people who are multi-published, and yeah, everybody's on the same journey. Just some
Yeah,
people are further along. So
yeah.
that's neat. What did you? What's the thing that you took away from those conferences? That meant the most to you.
That's a good question. I would just say, like, the experiences of seeing other people that have the same interests as me, of getting into writing and publishing, and it was, yeah, it's just seeing other people who had the same interests with me, as me, even though they were older, I guess.
When you're putting together your joke book, are there any jokes that you just got rid of because they weren't funny enough for you? Like when you're curating them? Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't make the cut.
It would sound good in my head, but when I said it out loud to my sisters or my family, that it just didn't really go around well. So I'm like, okay, we'll try again on this one. There were some really good punchlines that I'd think of, but then I couldn't come up with a good question. So
have you ever thought of writing skits or sketches?
You know what? I haven't thought about it.
Yeah. I know when I was in second grade, I wrote a skit about the kids on the bus. One of the kids had the hiccups, and everyone in the bus had a cure, and they were all trying the cure, and it was pretty funny. I went back and read it. I could hardly read my handwriting, but skits and sketches can be fun. And you can use your humor there. That maybe some of the stuff that doesn't work in a joke, you could use, in a skit.
Exactly. Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah. Do they do anything like that at church? Different sketches or anything, drama ministry? That would be a good place.
They do, actually, at my church for kids ministry, for elementary. They go out and basically make their own movie type thing, or it's interesting because they.
Oh, that's fun.
One of the main pastors writes out her ideas, and then they go out and film it. It's of course my dad's part of the film crew. He does uh, he holds the microphone so they can get good audio. But yeah.
We'll see. That might be fun. Yeah. Maybe you could write some kind of fun thing, and then see. That would be fun seeing that come to life too. Seeing what you wrote. Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. So Thanksgiving is coming, as we all know. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
That's a good question. I like the mashed potatoes myself.
Yeah.
Preferably sweet mashed potatoes, but...
Oh, you like the sweet potatoes that are mashed? Yeah?
Sweet
Those
potatoes,
are good.
yeah.
Yeah. Not going to argue with you on that. Those are good. And does your family have a favorite Christmas tradition?
I know we have a decent amount of traditions. I'm trying to think of my favorite.
Yeah, just your favorite.
The food. They make this thing called egg bake, where it's like a egg casserole. It's pretty good. I like it.
Is that Christmas morning? That's the Christmas morning.
Yeah, Christmas
thing?
morning.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, where can people buy your book? Have you gone into a bookstore and seen your book? That's always exciting.
Yeah, people can buy it anywhere that books are sold, whether that is Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target online store, Walmart online store, generally those places.
And once again, too, the title is "You're Joking Me: Jokes for Kids by a Kid." And
yes.
Have you had interviews on like radio or I know you had one television, right, when you got your box. Have you had anything like that? Or
I've had a lot of I've had radio interviews. I've had a few TV interviews. I've had a few podcasts. So it's been adding up.
Have you? Was it hard when you first did it? Were you like, ooh, I'm a little nervous about this?
I was pretty nervous the first few times, but I've gotten pretty used to it. So you just kind of answer the questions, really.
And do you want to share a few jokes with us? I don't know if you have your book handy or you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share a few.
Okay, that's awesome. So
our
listeners can enjoy them.
Yep. All right. What is the best thing about a job designing barns?
I don't know what.
It's stable.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
All right. How does a computer eat?
I don't know. How does a computer eat?
In small bites.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
All right. What rank is a piece of popcorn in the Army?
I don't know.
A colonel.
Oh. Okay, I have one for you.
All right.
How does the moon cut his hair?
I don't know.
Eclipse it.
Oh, that's funny.
It's kind of a groaner, it's kind of like, oh. But, it's all play on words. And this is what writers do. They love, writers love a play on words,
Exactly.
Now, writing is have you noticed that writing is kind of a solitary thing that you get alone? Do you have to get alone to do it, or can you write around other people? Because I don't know, when I'm writing, I have to be alone. It has to be quiet. I know other writers who like a lot of noise, or they write in a restaurant, or they have music on. What's your writing preference?
That's a good question. I've never really thought it. I'm trying to think what I used to do. Normally, I'd like it somewhat quiet, but I would like it like where there's something else that I can focus on. It's kind of funny. Church is one of my it's one of my best times to actually come up with jokes because I'm focusing on the preacher, but then I'm also kind of thinking because and of course I still do pay attention to the message, of course, but it's funny.
Yeah.
Some of my best ideas come out of church.
I can agree with that because I always get ideas for devotions. God just kind of drops them in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see that. Yeah, because you know why? I think it's because you're quiet and you're not doing anything else, and that's what we lack in our world today, is the time to really sit still and listen to God.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause we have so many outside influences coming in. We're just attached to our phones, our tablets, our computers, television, and there's just so much noise around us that it's hard to just focus on God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, that's awesome. And so you're putting together some more jokes, but, and maybe thinking about other things in the future that you might write. And, I'm excited for you on your writing journey.
Thank you.
Now, when you first did you say that you saw your book in a store? Like, were you able to walk in, like, say, to a Barnes and Noble or something and see your book?
Came out last week.
Okay.
So
it's not there yet.
I haven't seen it yet, but pretty soon I think I will.
You've got to go in there and have your family take a picture of you with your book on the shelf.
Exactly.
I mean, that's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be funny. Other people are gonna look around like, oh, why is this person taking a picture with the else's book?
And then you have to take your book and put it on the shelf so that just leave it that way, face up, so people can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put it in front of the other joke books.
Yes, of course. Now you're a writer. Yeah, that's the exciting stuff, and then of course you get over that after a while, but it is fun and exciting, and you're starting your writing journey in such a wonderful way by sharing your humor with the world, and I'm so excited for you, William.
Thank you.
I hope I can talk to you again later in your career when you've written more and more books. So I just want to thank you for being here today.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving and Christmas. And you can. And now, do you have any social media where people can, find you, or you can find your book anywhere where fine books are sold?
Exactly. On Facebook, I am the William Daniel. Facebook, once again, that is Facebook, the William Daniel, and on Instagram, it is the William Daniel author.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Thanks for being on A Long Time a Writer, William, and I hope I talk to you again soon. Bye-bye now.
Yep. All right, bye.